Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Heather and I'm really excited to see you here. This is the second in the series called Weekly Wisdom. And thank you so much for anyone who reached out last week, left me a comment, or contacted me separately to let me know that this is something you'd like to see. So in Weekly Wisdom, I bring through a short channeled message and it gives us a little bit of a theme for the week to take away, to work on. You might consider it homework. I like to call it soul work, but it's not something so large that there are multiple components to dive into. Just something short and sweet that we can take away, start our week, and kind of work through for the days in between each of the videos. Last week, we talked about minding your P's and Q's and the certain way that my team had for us to think about that. And you can check that out on the channel. I'll also leave a link in the description box below. So before we get to this week's message, I wanted to extend an invitation for anyone who would like to join me live online in an upcoming class that I have in May for 4 weeks called Sacred Alchemy of the Soul. So I have a lot of online on-demand classes through my school called the Radiant Light Academy. But in May, we're going to do our first live online class of the year. And I'm very excited. Alchemy is a topic that I've been passionate about for a while. And we're just going to explore all the different facets, the steps of alchemy, and how they apply to our lifetime, how we can kind of see them as a theme for how we progress through life. And it helps us have a knowledge of how to come back to our center, how to really tap into who we are, who we want to be, who we show up as in the world, things like that. So it's going to be a really fun time. My online classes are very interactive, very dynamic. There's lots of opportunity for us to connect. And if you enroll early, I think as of the time I'm filming this, I have 2 early bird specials still available. And so that includes your enrollment in the course, but also a bonus one-on-one appointment with me. And you can choose either from an hour of coaching or an hour of past life illumination. So that's kind of fun. I would love to meet with you one-on-one, but I do only have a limited number of those available. So if you're interested, I'll leave a link in the box below. You can check it out. I'd love to see you in class. We have a great group of people already assembled, and there's still a lot of weeks before it gets started in May, so there's plenty of time to enroll, and I would love to see you there. So for this week's channeled message, the team is talking about the theme of memorize versus mesmerize. So I will let them come through with the channeled message, and I'll see you in a few minutes to talk about it a little bit. Hello, bright and beautiful beings. We are so delighted to connect with you in this time. The message we would share with you this week is that of managing your energy for even the most minute and normal, everyday things that you do. We classify or characterize this as the energy of memorize or mesmerize. Many of you live in the state of memorize. For you do the same things day over day. You expect the same things of yourself. You tell yourself the same stories about your experiences day after day. You have the same memories that you revisit day after day. You have the same fears that you revisit day after day. This is the energy of memorize. And if you could see from our perspective what this does to your energy, to the field of energy around you, to the field of energy around you that intersects and interacts with the quantum field of all possibility, you would see that it is quite shrunken. It is quite small. It is quite restricted and restrained. And so when you live in a state of memorize and you wish to dream big and you wish to cast your net for bigger and better things, you are operating from a limited perspective. And so what you can attain for yourselves is often limited or will feel limited from your perspective. The alternative to this is the energy of what we call mesmerize, where you look at each object of the day, each task of the day, each thought of the day as something new and exciting. It is enticing you. It's mesmerizing. It holds your attention with such a charge of energy that when we see your energy from this perspective, it is larger, it is flowing, it ebbs, it crests, it interacts so much more smoothly with the quantum field of all potential because you are in a higher frequency, you are in a higher vibration. And this does not mean you ignore the things that need tended to. We always feel it's necessary to place that reminder with many of you, because at some points along your journey, you tend to feel that I will just jump out of this human body and have a higher frequency perspective all day long. And it is so beautiful and important that you connect the high frequencies with the gravity of the human experience, with the gravity of the earth-based experience. That is your task. It is not to avoid being human. It is not to avoid the lower energy centers or chakras. It is not to avoid lower frequencies. It is to transmute them. It is to alchemize them. It is to allow your vessel, your human body, your energy system to reprogram them. You may say upcycle them. So when you live in a state of mesmerize, everything is fun throughout the day, even the most challenging of obstacles. For you would see them, instead of being an obstacle, you would see them as being an opportunity to learn. You would see them as a challenge that you can rise above. And when you come at things from this energy, from this perspective, you will find that solutions are often so much more easier. They come more quickly. You feel less drained by the end of the day. Let us use some examples of memorize versus mesmerize. Let us say that you have a friend who is a constant complainer. They may not even acknowledge that they are doing this, but every time you speak with them, they are noticing and pointing out something negative about themselves, about the world around them, about a relationship, perhaps about you. When you live in the state of memorize, every time you encounter this individual, your thoughts are likely to say to yourself, oh, there he goes again, singing the same tune. Why do I always feel so drained with this person? And then you also talk yourself into feeling drained and depleted. When you visit with this friend and your energy comes from the space of mesmerize, you can hold a bigger space for them. It's not that you permission their complaining, but you see beyond it. And you may ask them, do you need to be heard? Do you need a solution? Do you just need my support? What is it that you need? And so instead of merely going along to get along in this scenario, you offer a solution. You become the platform for the opportunity of a new frequency to be sown into this field. They may not take you up on it, but they also may use that opportunity to change ever so slightly. And imagine applying memorize or mesmerize to yourself. Perhaps when you start your day, you go through the laundry list of things that need to be done and accomplished, and you already feel defeated and behind before you have even gotten out of bed for the morning. Many of you feel this. That is the energy of memorize. I know there are only 24 hours in a day. There is only so much I can accomplish, and I already woke up 20 minutes late. That is the energy of memorize. When you're in a state of mesmerize, you can revisit the same list and you will see it as exciting. You will see it as an invitation into the co-creation of your day. Yes, I have such a long list of things to do. I wonder how I will find help that shows up for me. I wonder how I will feel supported through these tasks. I wonder how I will feel inspired as I move through my day. And you click into a new gear, you click into a new frequency, and in so doing, you become a better co-creator rather than just a receiver for what exists. For when you are in the state of memorize, there is no new information that is coming in for you. And so you are not creating your reality. You are merely replicating a reality that already exists, whether it's in your thoughts or in the thoughts of the collective. When you are in the energy of mesmerize, all new potentials can find you. There is unlimited opportunity. There is unlimited creation. And little by little, that is how your world changes, and that is how the world changes. The more individuals who step into the state of mesmerize and who dance with their true nature of co-creation, that is when things start to change. That is when things gain momentum. That is when things truly shift. So, dear ones, which energy will you try on for yourselves this week? Memorize or mesmerize? We invite you to explore this further, and we thank you for the opportunity to connect with you. So, memorize or mesmerize, where do you sit with that? I think it's really easy for us to be in the energy of memorize. It's the old rinse and repeat. We have so many things that we do throughout the day that are just habit, and we don't really bring our full presence and the weight of our existence to them. And I think that's part of what the team was saying. The more you bring your curiosity, the more you bring an open energy, even to the most mundane of tasks, making coffee in the morning, whatever it is, coming to that with an enthusiasm, coming to that with a curiosity allows for this expansion of your energy. And as they were explaining it, I could see when they were saying, if you could see from our perspective how your energy looks, the energy of memorize just looks so kind of not shriveled, that's a bit dramatic, but compressed. And it's like it's just a little gray, a little dull. There's no dazzle to it. There's no pizzazz. But the energy of mesmerize and somebody really standing in that, oh, this is an amazing opportunity. I get to make coffee and I wonder if I put some chocolate in it, how it could taste different or whatever. That's just my personal example. But the energy of mesmerize and bringing that perspective to anything in your life expands your energy field. And the way it looked when the team was showing it to me, now it's more vibrant, it's colorful, and it's also ebbing and flowing into, like they said, the quantum field. But what that looked like was like really beautiful clouds floating through the sky and just not being bounced around, not meeting harsh exterior circumstances, but just kind of melting and melding with everything. And can you imagine how much access you have to all of creation when you can be in that expanded state? It makes me think of back in the day when we had cassette tapes. And some of you may not know that. I think most people watching this channel we're of a certain age where we understand that reference. And if you don't, I apologize, look it up and you'll understand. But you could wear potentially, not that I ever did, I did this all the time. You could wear those tapes out to where if you had to rewind it, it would reach a certain point and it wouldn't rewind anymore, or the tape itself would break. And that's what when they said mesmerize, or when they said memorize, that's what I pictured was we just run the same tapes over and over, and there's a degradation that occurs. And at some point, they're going to just fizzle on out, and then we're just like, depleted. And the song, like sometimes you could play the tape, but it would be, it would make some horrible noise that sounded terrible. I apologize. But anyway, that's what we do for our own energy when we live in that state of memorize instead of mesmerize. So I hope you found that helpful. Let me know in the comments how this one struck you, how it resonates with you. I always love to hear what's going on with everybody out there. And I'll see you again next week with another one. So check out the class too. If you're interested, don't forget to do that. So thanks again, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.